Hello, my name is Shape, and this is a post-commentary view on my 3445 PB that had happened on Saturday, August 10th, 2019. I'm redoing the commentary because due to personal things, I was very upset about some things, so the audio is not the best for commentary-wise, so we're gonna watch it. So, the run is kind of cool. This is also for marathon purposes. So the run starts on timing, so it starts on A press right there. Music in the background is going to be mainly kind of the game. So we start off as a little toy Pokemon like a Rattata, and it's a very interesting run. I am not in a happy mood during this. I was just stressed out and unhappy, but this PB was kind of good. The last PB that I got, I had a Electabuzz drop, a 200 Electabuzz drop, so I skipped one of my splits here. And I was behind the whole time, so we're gonna kind of watch this. We have to watch this cutscene every time we start the game. But to a little bit talk about it, Pokemon Rumble is a dungeon crawler game that is kind of like Diablo, but it's Pokemon, cute little toys, wind-up toys, and the whole thing is kind of like fun to play. There are a few types of Pokemon that you can do. We mainly run with a shiny Rattata, a shiny Raichu, a Blastoise, and a Shaman. And the Shaman is one of our main battlers for that. These are all password Pokemon, the 4 that we have, and we also grab a Pikachu and any other ones that we can grab during that for the run. The Rattata we have to use because it's the little starter Pokemon that we have. So it's kind of it's a little bit annoying. It's annoying because you have to use this Rattata, but you're going to see in the run that we're going to actually die during the Battle Royale. And it's much faster to do it that way, because instead of fighting, you just get one-shotted by anything that's more powerful for you. So Clefairy, or not Clefairy, a Igglybuff, a Wigglytuff, anything like a Butterfree, anything that's stronger than you. Basically, even if you can hit by a Caterpie, you can get knocked back on the sides. You can see that the sides are kind of like, you're able to hit the sides from that, and it's very interesting to see. We can't skip through all this. Most of it you can't really skip through quite yet because we have to go through the tutorial first. So you're gonna see me look for a stronger Pokemon like a Butterfree. I look for the Wigglytuff right there. Kind of get stuck, but I get kind of like bodied by the Caterpie and the Bulbasaur, so it's fine. But I was looking for Parasect or the Wigglytuff or the Clefairy, not the Clefairy, sorry, the Butterfree. And you're going to see me now go to Silent. I'm going to skip through all that text. You're going to see me go to Silent Forest now, which is the tutorial level. And we're going to go through that. A lot of this is basic movie. You can kind of see the... it's not really well seen, but you can see it now. There's a little mini-map. We're going to kind of avoid all this stuff. You're going to run through most of it, kind of avoiding everything. It's pretty straightforward. You can't really master a lot of these cutscenes because, again, the tutorial doesn't allow you to. You're going to see me go through a lot of this. I'm going to tackle there so I can move a little bit further. This Pikachu here I want to grab, see, because it's good. Pikachu drop can drop from 49 to 53. That's a 51. That's a pretty good drop for that one. So that one's pretty good. I'm going to keep on avoiding enemies. Try not to get hit. Every time you get hit, you kind of lose about a second or so for that, and it's kind of annoying to do. But yeah, it's a good run. You can see me, again, tackle right there to kind of skip some... to kind of move a little bit forward before the text hits. Those Butterfrees are kind of jerks, and the Caterpie also are kind of jerks. But this is not one of the password Pokemon that you can see. This is just the one that we use at the beginning of the game. That's mainly used for the tutorial level only. So for the password Pokemon, you want a range around a 1600-ish. The Rattata, the power will be a 388. You want a Blastoise Reggie from 1595 to 1601, which you can get. I have a 1601. The Shaman you probably want to power around a 2550, which is pretty powerful, and then the Raichu is also pretty powerful. You can get. I think my Raichu was like a 1603. So this is one of the bosses I used to fight. It's an Ivysaur. So we switch off the Pikachu, but you can see that I switched to Pikachu because the Pikachu can attack it faster and it's much more powerful than the little Rattata. So we can't skip through this again, sadly, so it kind of sucks. But you're going to see me kind of run towards it. I mean, it's me mashing B. Likes to shake his head no. If you're fast enough sometimes before it attacks, you can kind of move around and it won't hit you, but that was pretty good. I didn't get hit that badly. It's an interesting kind of run to do. It's a fun little run. Sometimes the Bulbasaur will drop. You kind of see that you can split like right there on clear. The Bulbasaur, the Ivysaur will drop, but we're not gonna pick it up because we don't need it. Because all the password Pokemon are saved to my Wiimote. So if you play this game, if you've owned this game before and you played it years ago, now you can see me skipping through all this stuff. There's passwords, and the password Pokemon are really powerful. You can see that the Rattata that we use, the Shiny Rattata has... The Shiny Rattata has, it has Reversal and Double Edge, and it has a Speed trait. So we're going to mainly just be using Double Edge on this. The Reversal's kind of slow, but you can see how fast the Rattata moves. We're just going to kind of dodge through everything. You're going to see me kind of skip through that. You can see that I'm mashing A there. You can usually just supposed to jump on the trampoline, but you can skip through those cutscenes, or those little cutscenes that you can do. And again, I'm just avoiding most of the enemies to get to the boss as fast as possible. Because it's just basically kind of like a straightforward thing. Again, it's kind of like Diablo, but these are all preset. They're never randomized like it is in Diablo, that people have known to play those games. But it is a dungeon crawler. You get drops, you can beat a Pokemon, you get drops, you can become friends with them. But right now we're not looking for specific Pokemon. We're going to wait until the Rocky Cave split, because that's our that is our 4th stage that we do. And here's the Marowak. You can see that just takedown is crazy, or Double Edge, I forget now, I think it's one or the other. I believe it's Double Edge, yeah, Double Edge, it's a crazy move you can do. You can see me skipping through all of it. So now we're going to go to Fiery Furnace, and these are all preset ones, and mainly I'm going to be using Rattata until, I'm mainly going to be using Rattata up until the Battle Royale for rank C, and then I'm going to switch off to the, you can see right there that I kind of missed it. You can see, I'm going to mainly just use Rattata for rank C until I have to go to the Battle Royale, and I'm going to use Shaman, but then I'm going to switch off to Raichu. You can kind of see that Magnemite was shiny. Sometimes it'll drop. Those are potential to be a stronger Pokemon, but we're just going to avoid it because we don't need it quite yet. I just want to mention that real quickly. Sometimes a shiny Pokemon will be a dropped Pokemon, and just kind of avoiding moves. You can see that the moves are kind of... You can kind of see that they're already charging up moves before you can even go. And sometimes you can get hit by them because you don't know where you're going, and it's kind of silly. But yeah. That's me just being kind of silly. I pressed A because I was like, oh yeah, it's tackle, but it's not. It's a reversal. So this is why, like, Double Edge is really good. Look at how fast I killed the Charmeleon. And sometimes the Charmeleon you can drop too. It doesn't, which is fine. You're mainly just kind of looking for... If you can get it to drop, I think it's like... Depending on how good you are, you can kind of get a good one. So now I'm going to go to Rocky Cave. And I'm going to look for a... Here, basically, I'm going to kill everything to get a drop here. So you're going to kind of see me using Double Edge. Right there's a drop. That was really close. I needed 100 for rank C. So I'm just going to kind of, like, try to attack these Pokemon, but Reversal's kind of too slow, so I'm using Double Edge instead. So keep on just going. The Double Edge will take my damage down every time I'm hitting something too, which is kind of helpful, because you'll see in a minute when I do grab the 100 that sometimes the game can be brutal. This is the only RNG portion of the run. It's just this section here, which kind of has the drops. The Clefairy is kind of bad too, but the drops are mainly the problem here. They're really annoying to get, and you can kind of see, like, now I'm focusing on other things, so I'm not going to go over that. Just try not to get hit by anything. And just try and look for things. Right there, that Ekans was to 102. Now I'm just going to kind of, like... See, I can attack all those and kind of die right there, and then I'll switch off to the little Rattata, and then I'm going to wait for that Machop to hit me, because it will one-shot me. And then I'm going to also grab the Pikachu, because the Pikachu's weak. They're much stronger than I am. So I'm going to get hit by this Machop. There's a vulnerability for a little bit, and just kind of, like, waiting, because I was impatient. There you go, I got hit there. And, split there, so then that's where I need the most powerful one right there. You can actually skip through that much faster than I was, but I always forget sometimes a little bit. So I need 100 or higher. I got 102. Ekans, we're not going to use the Ekans actually, we're going to mainly use the Shaman, which you'll see coming up soon, because Shaman has Seed Flare, which is an incredible move. So I'm going to switch to Shaman now. Skyform Shaman. So you can see it's at 99 CP or 99 power. So that's also me thinking that there's Tackle, because I'm forgetting. So you're going to see me skip through all this to Battle Royale. We're going to basically fight through all this, and Seed Flare is incredibly good because it's such a ranged attack that you can see how many Pokemon I just knock out, like, in moves, and you can see, like, I can just move around, kind of move, and also it has the chance to lower defense on higher Pokemon, and it's just really, really good to just take out Pokemon. I'm gonna grab time here. The time kind of just like, you can see that it follows you like that. It's pretty easy to do. And then again, it's actually kind of hard to leave if you're newer to the game like I am, because I just started running this game recently. It's really hard to like keep the Shaman alive, because the Shaman's really frail for some reason. Its defense is even good, but it's really frail. And we're just gonna keep on going with this. And so the reason why the Shaman is 99 also is because the Shaman has a max of the 2500, and it's kind of broken. If you can imagine that it'd be really broken if you can run straight into, like, you beat the level, you get the Shaman out, and you already just open up the door and you can already do that. It'd be kind of an unfair run. So there's Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. Those are the three. So for the any percent all passwords run, basically they're all Gen 1 Pokemon. You're going to see mainly Gen 1. And then if you go into the advanced setting, any percent, or advanced, you'll see Gen 4 Pokemon, which is really cool. The advanced setting is kind of really cool too. It's a cool run. It's a little bit stronger, so you can I got hit there, and that's type effectiveness takes place still also. So when you kind of hear like a little tink sound, or like a little like ding, that means it's good. So that's the Battle Royale right there, and that was a pretty good one. So when the thing drops, that's when it's done, right there. And now you get to see Raichu. Raichu is pretty fun to play. So my Shaman actually, it's the first time I actually had Shaman survive in the C rank. But I got really fast sometimes. And now we're gonna do a small little cutscene. Great time for donations. It's not that long, but it's a good time for little donations for that. Just in general, but it's short. There's another long one, but during most of it, it's kind of just like running back. I'm gonna switch to the Raichu if I can find it. It's hard. So this is a Rally Raichu. Again, agility. This is one of the best parts about this Raichu is that since it's shiny, it already moves kind of faster. But you can see, just look at how fast the agility is with this thing. Like, even if I miss like the little like time saves like that, it's just so fast. You'll get through most of the rooms without wasting an agility, unless like you kind of take a longer route through it, because there's so many enemies. The enemy placement's always the same too. You can kind of just avoid things and not get hit. If you get hit, it wastes about a second. Again, just kind of see it. I'm avoiding stuff and then running through that. And that's the cool part. That's really fun with that. Just in general, it's a really fun thing to do. Just the game's really chill. The music's really good. It's a fun little game if you played it. It's like, it's Pokemon, you know. Who doesn't love Pokemon? But you can see that it's just, again, just going through the level, going through each thing, avoiding most of the Pokemon to get to the boss as fast as possible. During this, during this run, I got an Electabuzz. During the last PB that I got, that 3526, I got an Electabuzz drop, and that saves about, I would say about 2 minutes, maybe about a minute. So you can see how much damage just Raichu does, also, and it's really good in any case like that, which is really interesting. You just kind of like go at it, and being able to like win and stuff like that, or being able to beat things. Now we're gonna go to Windy Prairie, which has some of my favorite music for battling. But you don't get to really hear it because of the audio, sadly. But it's still fun to play. This game is really fun. I enjoy this game a lot. And it's really fun to play. It's a super easy game to pick up. It's probably one of the easiest speedruns I've learned. Very chill, very good community. Rubber Ducky Assassin's great. He's super nice, he's super helpful. He wrote the guides and everything. And that's probably some of the best things that I've seen for most of this like run too, which is great. But yeah, that's really cool for this whole thing. And it's just really chill run in general for things like that, and I really enjoy this run a lot, and it's just really cool to watch. And you can see me going through each thing again, just kind of fighting through things. So we fight the Magmar, and then we fight a Pidgeot here. And again, it gets much more tougher as you go on to the advanced ones, and it's much more. It's still a fun run to do, and you basically do different things. But there's a Pidgeot right there, and it's you just see how much damage it does. And even before they get attacked out, I can just kill it. That's Windy Prairie done. And again, it's the same thing, straightforward, pretty easy. Just running back and forth, pretty fun. Little Raichu's dancing, he loves it. It's having a good time with it. So now I'm gonna go down to Eternal Tower. You can see that my split for Fiery Furnace, which is my split for, you can see the time difference is like huge because I was looking for something. Because in this one you can actually find rarely you can find a Haunter that will drop, a 200 Haunter, and you can skip, that's my Fiery Furnace split, which I keep just in case if I forget. But it's mainly just there to remind me, oh, I have to go here. You can kind of see that I'm just avoiding them because I probably know that I won't get it. So just praying and hoping that I can get an Electabuzz drop because I got it in my PB, my recent PB, or the PB before this. And again, it's just like it's really hard because it's just like you're just kind of focusing also, and you gotta run through things. And again, you're trying to look at the map where you're also trying to look at the game too. So instead of just focusing on two things, you're always focusing on two things. And again, here's the Electabuzz that you can. This can drop a 200 Electabuzz, which is really helpful. But also just trying to avoid like the attacks from everything. And I got hit there, like a dummy. But again, the Electabuzz didn't drop, so I gold split there, which is technically a fake gold, but I mean it doesn't really matter. Because I spent like an extra minute looking for things. So now I'm going to go to Fiery first. I'm going to look for a Arcanine or anything that can drop that's 200. Again, this is the RNG factor. Sometimes it's really bad. Sounds really good. Plus, Raichu's hits are really hard. So you can see that I kind of slowed down there. That Voltorb won't drop anything, so I'm just going to move on. Just try to hit them. You mainly just kind of want to kill anything. Anything can be a 200 drop. But supposedly you can get a better drops, mostly mainly drops in the other rooms when you can find like Arcanines and Charizards and like Rapidash and stuff like that. Voltorbs, or not Voltorbs, sorry. There's a 200 right there, that was really good. Electrodes and stuff like that. It's pretty helpful. You can see that the Raichu has to die. The game kind of like takes it into consideration that, you know, you die, you just get the Pokemon, which I believe future games don't do that. You can kind of see how fast the Rattata does too. Super fast. So the same thing with Pikachu, just kind of wait a little bit. Gotta wait a little bit more because I waited the attack. And then he's dead. So then a split here at the lose, so that's a new split. That was really good because I only got one Pokemon. That's all I really wanted. And again, 200. So for each rank, it's 100, 200, 400, and 600. And that's basically it. This is B rank. You can continuously go on to another like S rank and stuff like that for Gen 4 stuff. And you can see that, again, the Shaman is one lower than that because it's again, the Shaman's much higher than everything else. So while its damage output is the same as like another Pokemon, it's just as crazy damage also too. And you can see this is kind of scared. There's a ton of fire Pokemon, fire type Pokemon, but I'm still like hitting them for like 69, 44. I'm just almost one-shotting most of them. And I want to be careful to avoid most of the fire types because they can potentially like one-shot me, or I can get like hit by something else. And the hitboxes in this game are absolutely crazy. Like that Electrode right there is just like crazy. Like those hitboxes are mental on a lot of these things. And I'm just gonna keep on going, keep on moving around, just keep on trying that stuff. You can see that there's a Golem. So I think my Shaman does die here, which is surprising because it's like when you're looking at the game and trying not to just take damage, it's always really hard because like that. My Shaman almost got like literally only gets one-shotted. That's how weak the Shaman is, but again, just kind of like moving around, getting hit. There's all water types now, which is really good because I can one-shot most of these and killed everything. Before I died, I killed a good amount, and then go to my Blastoise because the Blastoise is back up because this is why the Blastoise is really good because it multi-hits things. And Raichu is good for finishing off things if you lose Blastoise, but if you lose the Shaman, you go to Blastoise, and if the Blastoise dies, you go straight to like the Raichu. And again, the Blastoise isn't as like the move's still pretty good because it's multi-hitting, but again, it's still kind of hard to do while things, and you lose time if you can kind of save it. Like I lost 4 seconds there just to get the Blastoise out, and I'm gonna lose another 4 seconds if the Blastoise dies, because it's just annoying. But again, the Blastoise is a good like counter to this because it still hits pretty hard, and I'm just able to kind of hit things and go back and forth. And luckily, I don't think my Blastoise does die, so I think it's okay. Yeah, it doesn't die, so we saved time. We lost about 4 seconds there, but again, it's completely fine on that. So again, same time. So this is the B rank, so split. We're still saving time here. Hit that right there. There's a split. Go there. And then now I'm just gonna kind of walk towards it. You can kind of like move like this a little bit to go faster. It's just because the movement's a little faster than his actual walking speed. You can go. There's another cutscene here too, so another good time for donations. But oh, it's short. Never mind. I always think they're longer than they are. Switch to the Raichu again because the Raichu again same thing, same case as Sinnoh. It's just like go to these levels. They're all preset levels too that you want to go to because it's just how typing works for Raichu. So this is Charizard, I believe. So this is A rank, and you're gonna see just avoiding enemies, running through the same thing again. Just keep on going. I love the Ninetales; they look adorable. This game is really cute and very easy to get into, and I adore it to death. It's really fun, but I'm not the biggest Gen 1 fan. I prefer Generation 2 and a couple other generations. Like Gen 2, Gen 3, but I do like the designs of a lot of the Pokemon, especially in this game. They're really cute, but you don't get to see a lot of the Pokemon. You don't get to see Gen 4, Gen 2, or Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 4 Pokemon. which is they're all cute. They're Pokemon are just like they're just cute things. Like I love the game series so much. You can see that my emotes are Suicunes, and it's one of my favorite Pokemon. But yeah, I'd like to say that my username is shape, but it's Shap3. So it's a shape. It's supposed to be shape with a 3 at the end of it. So we can either call it Shap3 or shape. It doesn't really matter to me anymore. But I prefer either or. I'll respond to both. Shap's kind of like a nickname. Again, it's kind of silly, but yeah. This game is fantastic. I picked it up, fell in love with it. It's a good game to play when you're not really feeling like anything. And again, we're going through Windy Prairie. Probably some of my favorite music you'll hear. I love this music. It's just really fun to listen to. Game's just really fun. Again, just kind of moving through with Raichu. Raichu's really good. Surprisingly, it's like you get to see, in a lot of other Pokemons, you get to see Pokemon you didn't really expect to use. Like in Pokemon Stadium, you use so many different types of Pokemon. In this game, you use like different types of Pokemon. And it's really cool that you get to use so many different types of Pokemon, especially when you're speedrunning a Pokemon game. It's great to see new things, especially for like seeing the same types, like legendaries or this Pokemon. So it's so cool to see like Pokemon you never expect to be really good, or Pokemon you'd never really expect to be like interesting. Like we use a Rattata, a Shining Rattata, which has like double edge, and it's like super fast and it's fun. So again, like the abilities don't really kind of matter, but here's Aerodactyl. That's why we go here too, because Aerodactyl's flying, so it does take super effectiveness. So it's gonna die in like 3 hits before they can even attack me. Rock flying, so it's just gonna die. This game is... You'd expect not to save that much time, especially when you're playing a game, but speedruns are speedruns, and it's always really interesting to do that. And I like it a lot. It's just really fun to play. I've always said it's just enjoyable for me. And it's so cool to like do that. And just playing it in general is just really fun. And there's another one. There's the Nidorino, as you can see, that's shining also. Again, those are drops. We kind of avoid those anyway because we know that in other times, like other cases. Also, I love the Grimer and Muck ones. They're just super cute. But yeah, the Nidoqueens, the Nidokings and stuff like that. This is again any percent through the first couple things are basically any percent passwords or any percent general. Look, I hit right there. Are just Gen 1. It's kind of silly. It's like, oh, you get to see just Gen 1 Pokemon. Who's Gengar? Gengar is not super, like, since it's Poison Dark or Ghost Poison, kind of still dies in a couple hits, but again, I still got hit there. It's annoying to deal with Gengar. The worst one is actually probably coming up pretty soon in the S rank. It's Zapdos. Zapdos is really annoying. I've lost a lot of my Raichu's died so much to Zapdos here. So again, more RNG. This is the only RNG in the game. You kind of avoid the Slowpokes. They'll never drop over 400. So it's 400. This is a 400 drop that I need coming up pretty soon. So that's another thing. So again, this way, avoiding the Slowpokes, kind of going for the Golems and the Clefaibles, or the Clefairies. Oh, Clefaibles, there you go. And then getting hit, getting heckin' bodied by everything. Jeez, look out! Oh. Raichu, please. Okay, here we go. I don't know why I pick up the money. Sometimes I think it's like, oh, money. And then it's like, you know, picking that stuff up. There's a Machamps and Machokes. Trying to look for those too. Nothing's really dropping. Sometimes it's really bad. You'll miss a lot of things. The Slowbros might be kind of like interesting. I think, ooh, flinching. That hurts sometimes because you can get status too. And I'm like, now I'm just like kind of killing the things. I'm like, oh wait, never mind. I don't have to kill those. Oof. Poor little buddy. There's one right there. That's the 400 right there. That was really good still. I didn't lose that much time. Freaking Slowpoke, man. So bad. There we go. This area that I got the thing in was not the best in the world. I was like, man, this is a really bad thing. So I'm like, here, Golem, come hit me, please. There it goes. And then they just kind of the slow wind up the heads. Again, it's 4 seconds every time, and you can advance that faster, and it's really helpful to do that. And you can see that I'm playing on, actually I forgot to mention this, I'm playing on a Pro Controller, a Wii Classic, or I'm actually using a Wii Fight Pad, like one of those Smash ones that you can get, and it helps so much when you're playing this game, because the game is originally used for D-pad and the Wiimote, and it's like, nah. So most people, we switched A lot of the runners who I know, even the world record holder who got the world record, he got it on like got it on a Wiimote, and he switched to like the Pro controller. He's like, oh my god, this is so much better. And this game is just fantastic. It's such a good little community. It's a small it's a small part of the PSR Pokemon speedrunning community. It's so small. Oof. Getting hit there by Slowpoke and everything else. But you can see that I'm doing like super effectiveness to most of the Pokemon around this area, like Kabuto, which is 4 times a week, I think. Everything else like that. And it's really helpful. And then there's a little Dragonair. This game is really cute. I love the little Dratinis and Dragonairs, and everything's just really cute here. But yeah, it's like, you can see that a lot of things are just taking damage, and the Seed Flare is just massive range, and you can kind of like run back and forth, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to wait for the Pokemon to kind of, ooh, jeez, well, I'm gonna die here, I'm poisoned. I got poisoned by, I think, the Muck right there, with the Grammar, so I gotta switch to Blastoise, and Blastoise will hit things, and then it's kind of a pain in the butt with Blastoise, because he just moves weird. Also, if you hit the sides, you get hit like that, and it's kind of annoying to do, but it's also like, ugh. But most of it went pretty well. I mean, I had 13 down, so now it's the 3 starters that you have, and get these here. And they're pretty easy. Charizard's probably the easiest to take out, even with like Shaman, or it's just kind of like, the worst one is actually like Venusaur, because Venusaur has I think he has Petal Dance, which is like Thrash. I can't really, yeah, it's Petal Dance. So he gets confusing. I switched to the Rattata by accident because I messed up, and the problem is the Rattata can still do enough damage here. It's about a 388, and which is fine. Because I still beat everything, which is funny. And I still like got ahead. I switched to the Rattata by accident because it's supposed to be the Raichu, but the Rattata is still technically fast, so I don't really waste that much time on that thing. So now I'm just gonna kind of go back here, go to A. You can see me just smashing through that. I'm gonna use the Rattata because I can save a little. Oh, never mind. I switched to the Raichu. You see that again? It's like 600. It's now it's switched to 600 because now it's 600 here. Another cutscene. You're close to the end now. You're against the champion. You're almost reaching. Again, so like good time for donations if you can get it in. Probably towards the end of like the battle royale. And you see, I'm just gonna avoid everything again. Nidokings. Now towards this end, it's mainly just evolution based stuff. Not evolution based stuff, but mainly like final evolutions. So you'll see all final evolutions of Gen 1 Pokemon here. And it's just really interesting, because we do these mainly because of just fighting with Raichu. So I'll do Eterna Tower, Fiery Furnace. So I'll fight Moltres, Zapdos, and I'll fight a Gyarados, because Gyarados is 4 times weak to electric. So it just like dies to that one. But also in Bright Beach, this is the first case of like the agility not actually working the whole room, because some of the rooms in Bright Beach are really long. And that's why agility is really good. So this is the worst one, the electric Pokemon Zapdos. Zapdos is really annoying because it has Nidokings, and the Nidokings have like Earthquake or Eruption or whatever, and it's really annoying. I don't know, actually know, but see, I just got like massively almost bodied right there. He died, so we're pretty good. And I saved a good amount of time actually because in my PB I died, and then again using agility, because agility makes you move faster. That's why we're mainly using Raichu, because of the plus it's a good Pokemon actually for most of the things. And again, going through most of it, it's like, wow, okay, cool, this is interesting to watch, and you know, everything else like that is really fun to do. And just Raichu's the better one. Even with Blastoise, it's like Blastoise moves really slow. It's not a shiny. And again, that's another one of those password Pokemon, because you can get it early on. You don't have to wait for it. It's a good drop. Most of them are, I don't know if they're consistent, but I believe they are. So now you're gonna see kind of like, again, Electrodes, Pup Boys, Puppy Borks. Gosh, I forgot the name of them. Rapidash, you're gonna see, oh jeez, look out, EVs, which have super armor actually, which is really funny, Charizards, you're gonna see Arcanines, you're gonna see, they can actually warp towards you also, which is interesting. That's the first case of my, my agility running out because of just their move. There's Ditto, and everything else like that. It's just like, whoa, gosh, squeeze through that, scary right there, squeeze through the Charizards, kind of run quickly. See, again, it just failed again, because usually when I started running here, I would kind of, when I was first learning this game, I would actually start right as I got towards like the middle cross section of the lighter 2 panels. You can kind of see where like the warning signs would be. You can see that since it's part flying, it's gonna die through effectiveness, but I died because I got hit. And I was not happy about that. I was like super frustrated, but again, it's weak to water, so again, it's really good. So it's weak to electric, weak to water, which is good. So good. And then again, you can kind of move with the Blastoise a little bit faster with the attack. Doesn't waste that much time, just kind of makes you go out that. And let's switch back to Raichu because it's silly. And I have to go to Here's Bright Beach. So Bright Beach is again one of the longer ones. There's all water types, which is those magic. Oh no, I got stuck right there. You can actually use you press B and press agility. You can actually kind of like non-damage them, but they move out of the way, which is really helpful if you get stuck. You're gonna see that I'm taking like a path that avoids most of the Pokemon because you can see all of them are in the middle, down below, and it's like wow, this is really hard to do here. Everything else is like whoa, dodging, leaving, and like holy crap. It's just like it's absolutely crazy sometimes when you're playing this game. It's like sometimes you gotta dodge things, and you know again you can see that they're kind of like sometimes you see them start to like preemptively like start attacking. You can see I could use like that's the first case of it actually ending right there. In this room, if I was better in Fiery Furnace, it would have been I could actually continue. But again, avoiding enemies, you can't really do anything here. Again, we need a 600 drop. So we go back to Fiery Furnace after this and get a drop from an Arcanine or a Charizard, and it kind of ends right there too. Here's Gyarados coming up. And Gyarados is pretty easy to kill, the Atrocity Pokemon. The Atrocious Pokemon, sorry, not the Atrocity. Close words. You can just kind of get, it's just gonna get like, oh okay. That's the first time it's actually hit me before. But you can see how fast it just gets taken out and then everything else dies around it. And it was pretty good. It was a good fight, even though I almost died. Which the beeping sound is probably, somebody told me it's probably the worst sounds I've heard besides like Zelda. It's like way worse than Zelda. Which is kind of silly, and just in general, you're gonna see that. Now I'm just killing things. Now I'm gonna look for things like right there. Oop, nope, close, super close. If I got that first drop, this would have been a much better PB. I would have been able to almost PB by a minute going into this. But you can see that the battle royale is really long coming up. It's because it has so many Pokemon in it. You have to fight the three legendary birds: Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. There's that was actually really close. You can see how fast it dropped right there, and you're just gonna see me getting hit there. So that was really good. It's a close time. I saved like a good amount of time here, even with like everything else. And you can see that I'm just like dying so fast. So we switch to these two because again they're so low leveled. You can just get one-shotted, and save like over like almost a minute here, going for that, and it's pretty good. So now 600, we got a 600, and again, when the less Pokemon you have, the better. For that stuff. And now we're going into the final one, the S rank. We're going to switch to Shaman again, because Shaman's our buddy. Seed Flare's a really good move, a really good damaging output move. Just able to do everything here. You can actually switch to Shaman before you go to the Battle Royale. And I just switch during, like, when I'm moving. So there's flying types here. And in my brain, I'm like, oh yeah, flying types. They're super weak against, like, grass, right? And then I realize, I'm like, no, wait, that's wrong. But the Aerodactyls are, so it's good. Like, you can see I'm just hitting things, just like moving it. You can just see, like, when the damage gets down, it's just like, wow, that's crazy. Just how much damage you do. Because when the defense goes down like that, it's just absolutely crazy. Especially when it's, like, more hitting Pokemon, it's like, boom, look at boom. And you can still two-shot most of them, and the wind-up for the moves are pretty slow, so you're able to kind of, like, hit things and be able to, like, do most of that. So you can see I'm moving around and trying to hit things, so I'm not getting hit. You can continue with Shaman, too. And now they're all the water types, which is really helpful because most of them will get one-shot by this, or two-shot, and then you kind of see that they'll walk into it too. It's just like, the lingering hitbox is huge on Seed Flare, and it's crazy. But also, some Pokemon can kill each other, so I'm trying to have them see. I got hit there a little bit, but I'm super scared of the Charizard because the Charizard or the Arcanine can hit me. There's Moltres there, and you can kind of see like everything else. And it's like, oh god, there's nothing good here, and I'm just gonna get completely demolished by everything here. I'm like moving around trying to kill as many Pokemon as I can before I get hit right there, and I am not happy during that. So it's like, man, I gotta use, well, actually it's pretty good I'm using Blastoise here because there's at least 4 to 5 Pokemon here that are super weak to me still. But again, I just get wrecked by the legendary birds here. I get hit by Moltres here, and just not happy. But now again, go back to Raichu, so now typing affecting will help. Just kind of body them like that. There's Mewtwo. That's the final boss right there, little buddy. Look how cute he is. So So Mewtwo is also really scary. That is a scary move. Psychic, whatever he's using, like Psybeam. Super hard hitting. You can see he just one-shots everything. And he killed like 3 Pokemon right there. You're gonna see that I'm trying to... Oh, I get hit there. My defense went down too. And trying to kill Mewtwo. Getting paralyzed is good for Mewtwo also. Ooh. Going around again. Going around. Killing him still. Killing him again. There we go. Now he's dead. So yeah, that's the end of the run. It's a good little run. It's cute. It's fun to play. His timing ends when you pick up the final coin. But thank you guys for watching so much. This was my PB run. It's very fun to watch, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much. That was the run. Thank you guys so much.